Welcome back, everybody, to Diecast Driven. As you can see here, we have Cody Dennison's TIMCAST number 11 Fast Track Racing ARCA Menards Series Custom Diecast. This was made specifically for Cody's collection. Is kind of a one of one, is also kind of a one of two. The first car I made for him, the nose blue, was not quite the right color. It was a little bit too blue, not as dark, and I didn't really like the fade of the first car, so I redid this one with a little bit better fade on the back from the light blue to the dark blue. But this car also has a little bit more detail than the first one that I made him. The hood, roof flaps, and trunk open for this car. For the first one, the trunk did not open, and also this one has hood pins, and it also has a die-cast chassis, whereas the first car had a plastic chassis. So the idea is that Cody would give the first one to Tim Pool, and he would keep this one with more detail. Totally up to Cody. Doesn't really bother me what he does with them. They are his now. In the end, it was just nice to remake this car proper and give it the full detail that it deserves. And again, this is the Kansas car that he ran for the ARCA Menards Series. But I was able to take it up to him last weekend at the Michigan International Speedway. I've been there plenty of times, but never for an ARCA race, and Cody got me the all-access pass to get in with the team and hang out with them and provide him with his cars. But before I get into my at-the-track experience, I just want to give a huge shout-out to Karis, Holy Ozone, and Pillsbury Dough. I had an absolute blast with the three of you guys hanging out with Cody and the team and just getting to know each other and connecting a little bit through the racing that Cody does. So shout-out to you guys. Also, for the pictures that are coming up, just a huge credit to Karis for sending them my way. He did a really good job of capturing some of the moments at the track. I do want to preface the weekend by saying it rained and rained and rained all morning Friday as I was on my way to the track. It's about a 2-hour drive for me from about 8 a.m. until about 2 p.m. right before practice was supposed to take place for ARCA. It just poured down rain. So it was a miserable morning from that aspect, but at the end of the day, it was beautiful and they were able to get the race in. Unlike Sunday, but whatever. Now, prior to last Friday, I had never actually been into the infield of Michigan. I've been down pit road, but never driven through the turn 1 tunnel and into the infield. So that was a very cool experience for me. I was able to have Cody sign my poster board that I got from him in all 3 colors of the Sharpie just for fun. With the passes, we're also granted access to pit road and to the garage area, so we were able to hang out with Cody and with the team, get some pictures of the car. When he was adding the decals to the deck lid, we were able to get the channel logo back on the car. So as you can see right there, very cool to have that experience again and very gracious of Cody to allow it. I also added the CYBERFROG decal to the back of his helmet, so hopefully it holds up for the rest of the season. And as you can see, speaking of CYBERFROG, he's holding both cars. We'll get to that in a minute. Here's one quick flyby of Cody in the 11 car going about 190 miles an hour down the front stretch at the track. Now we're on to the CYBERFROG car, the one everybody's been waiting to see, and honestly, my favorite car. It was a pain in the butt to build, but this thing is absolutely beautiful, and I do believe Cody loved it himself. So before getting too far into this, I am going to preface with saying I do not plan on making any more of these. This was a very difficult car to make. From the fade, we had the nose being yellow to a light green to a medium green across the back, and then it had like a ivory white down the side skirts and rear quarter panel and to the back of the car. On top of that, the roof was black. The hexagon decals being added to this was another layer. Then all of the other graphic decals on top of it was another layer. So very, very complex decaling, very complex painting, airbrushing. I actually had to airbrush this a couple different times to get that fade right on the nose of the car, and it turned out good. It was just an absolute nightmare to work with. But overall, it turned out wonderful. I could not be more happy with this car. It is beautiful and very, very complex. So I'm glad Cody likes it, and I hope he keeps it in his collection. I'm not too sure what he's going to do with it, but I really hope he keeps it. A lot of time and effort went into making this car for him. He already said he has multiple sponsors and designs he's thinking up for next year's cars, so can't wait to see what he has for that. And again, really just want to thank Cody for being so receptive to this hobby of mine that I'm able to provide for him. I know this racing's been a tough season for him with finances and travel and everything that goes into it. I just hope to give him something to remember this season by, hopefully a positive thing, but also at the end of the day, something very cool for his personal collection so that in many, many years he can look back and say, wow, that was my car, I drove that, and relive some of the fond memories. One final thing I did want to talk about is Cody mentioned that he was in talks with Lionel to get the TIMCAST primary sponsor car made in 124 scale. So once that goes live, hopefully I can get a pre-order to add it to my collection. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully all of you can also get one as well to support your boy, Camelot 331. Thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.